friends, it's Carolyn Zook here with Zook Stitch, and today is Saturday, December 17th, 2022. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I'm really glad that you are here spending some of your time with me. It's a chilly morning in the Portland, Oregon area. I woke up, it was 26 degrees, which is chilly for us. My mom told me that in like Fargo, it's supposed to be the high is -6 sometime this week. Not wind chill, just regular high. That's Fahrenheit. It's bitterly cold. This is a time when I really wish I had a fireplace. I plan to get one put in eventually. But yeah, it's chilly. I have a lot of windows in my home, which I love. I'm very, very grateful for it. But it does make it a little bit chillier. So this morning I got up bright and early and I went to the UPS store to ship my Christmas packages out that needed to be shipped out. I have never been this far behind before that I can remember. Today is the last day to get things shipped USPS to arrive by Christmas, but I think even that is pushing it a little bit, because when I was there this morning, I will tell you, I was 12 minutes early before they even opened the store. I arrived 12 minutes before they opened the store, and I was already the third person in line. I mean, they had 3 people working, thankfully, so I got kind of in and out in 17 minutes to ship 8 packages, which I thought was not too bad. Don't ask about the price tag on that, but not all of them are going to make it in time for Christmas, according to their estimated delivery time. I'm hoping they're like overestimating or under promising and over delivering, literally. So we'll see. The 27th seemed to be a very popular estimated delivery date. So I'm hoping that those packages get there in time, but I know the individuals will understand if not. So that's what I did this morning. I actually didn't stitch last night. I spent last night wrapping presents. I got everything shipped out that I needed to ship out. I still have a bunch of presents left to wrap for people who are here in town or will be coming to town, like my folks. So my folks will be coming to town on Christmas Day again this year, which is great. I love spending Christmas with them. So I'll be looking forward to that. I just have to wrap their gifts and stockings. And then I spend Christmas Eve with some friends. So I have their gifts to wrap and stockings. And I see another friend I have to wrap some gifts for her. So there's still plenty of wrapping to do. But the semester is, I have like a little bite on my hand. That's what I was looking at. The semester is, well, it's officially done. Grades are due tomorrow, Sunday. They said at end of day. They did not give a time. So is end of day 5 p.m. if it's a Sunday, or is it like 11:59 p.m.? I don't know, but that's fine. I plan to do them around noon. I have a couple of students who are finishing up some final projects, and then I will grade them and then submit all my final grades. And then the semester will officially be done, which I'm so excited about. So I'm not through all the messages from the last video, but I am through a lot of them. So thank you all so much. Your tips for the Glory to the Newborn King piece, I was asking about that letter A and that wayward stitch. So a lot of you gave me some great advice. A lot of you, and I usually do this, like just take out that one stitch and kind of back out the stitches until you have enough thread to like pull it under the other threads and just restitch it, which is probably what I'll end up doing, because that's usually what I do. Is I don't pull out the whole letter if I don't need to. I just pull back far enough until I can get the thread pulled under the other thread. So that's probably what I'll end up doing, but I appreciate your advice. That's very, very helpful. Okay. Yeah, other big news, when I was in the kind of the back end of my YouTube channel, I realized that we are super close to 5K. We're like 20 people away from subscribing to hit 5K. So there will be a big giveaway. I've been collecting things just for a big giveaway coming up, and my 4-year anniversary, I think, is coming up as well. So we'll have some giveaways coming up No, I have not gotten to send those out yet if you're still waiting, so I apologize. Hopefully this week I'll get them sent out. So 5K will be coming up pretty quickly here. So, let's, if you watch a lot and aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and then we will do a big giveaway with 5K giveaway. Do you like my ladder right there? It's really ugly, but it's very useful. I had to pull down my Christmas ribbons from my craft room closet, and it was really high, so that's what that's in there. All right, let's talk about stitching, shall we? Actually, let's do haul first. What do you think about that? We're going to mix it up. It's just really going to throw me. I got a couple holiday cards I wanted to show you. So first up, this beautiful card from Karen. So pretty. Look at those. It's Flowers and Birds of the 12 Months. The artist is Yamamoto Soken. It's beautiful. Really, really pretty. Thank you, Karen. And then I just got this today. This is from Dawn from Switzerland. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if you can really see it. It's very sparkly in real life. Oh, yeah, you can kind of see it. Very sparkly in real life. Thank you, Dawn. She is Frosty X Stitch on Flosstube here, so make sure you check her out. And I've gotten some other cards, and I got some, I placed like 3 different orders from 123 Stitch. It's mostly just like some floss, some DMC, some just like white fabric, so nothing exciting that I'm going to show. But my friend, she's like, well, I sent you your Christmas gift. It arrived, and I think it's a 123 Stitch package. But I'm not sure because I don't want to open it if it's not what I ordered. You know, that whole thing. Anyway, the 123 Stitch order is pretty boring. I just got my mail on my way home from the UPS store. I think stuff has been sitting in there for a few days. So I got my February issue of Just Cross Stitch, so I haven't even looked at it. I got an issue of The World of Cross Stitching, just covering up my home address here. The World of Cross Stitching. This is issue 327. So that will be fun to look through. And then I wanted to talk to you about this for a second. So I was on Amazon. I don't even know what I was looking for. I was looking for something. Cross stitch related. Dimension Gold kit related. I don't know what I was looking for. And a Christmas celebration came up. So this is the piece that I told you last week I am restarting. I bought this off of Amazon before I knew anything about fraudulent designer, companies stealing designers' work, that type of thing. So I just bought whatever I found on Amazon in August of 2018 and started stitching on it. And that's the one that I said, you know what, I'm gonna restart it. I just talked about this last week because of the fabric and the thread, and I'm just gonna restart it. It's actually the brand of the one that I have is called Cross Decor, which I had never heard of, but like I didn't know anything then. Well, it's actually a Dimensions Gold kit. So I bought the kit, so I am legitimate now, and I will be using this. I will still be replacing the fabric, but I know that their floss is good. So I will be using their floss, and I will be still replacing. I'm just getting, because this is full coverage. So that's one of the things I ordered from 123 Stitch is just like I think a 28 count white even weave. I mean, it's very, very boring, but it will work for this. So I ordered that, and that came in, and so now I feel really bad, but now I'm legitimate. So I feel much better about that. I didn't realize it was a Dimensions Gold kit. So I got that in the mail as well. And I think that's basically all I have to share right now for haul. All right, let's get into stitching. So I have a couple kind of mini finishes. I'm not counting them as like big finishes on my like finish. Like it's not going to delete any whips off my whip count, which I'll talk about in a minute. But I did finish the first tiny modernist cross stitch, the first ornament. I'm doing them all in one piece of fabric, so there won't be ornaments, but it will be very cute. This is a chart of the month through Crazy Annie's. So I signed up through Crazy Annie's. I assume you still can sign up because we only have the first one so far. And I think the second one, the December, should be shipping any day. I paid the invoice. And the January, I think they got in early. So we should be getting number 2 and 3 pretty soon, I'm hoping. And I am stitching this on a 28 count Dove Gray. And it turned out really cute. So it is all done. I switched. So there's a flower in here that's charted. So it looks like a tulip. Candy from the 614 Stitcher said actually it looks more like a poinsettia flower to her. So that's what she's calling it. I changed mine to a snowflake because I saw Kay on Facebook. She changed hers to a snowflake. So I'm copying. This is not my idea. I'm copying other people. But this is done. This block took me a total of 10.5 hours. And that did include some frogging because I miscounted on the border and that type of thing. But, so there she goes. And so this is what, the whole fabric. Well, I think there's 12 of them. So I will probably go, 4 across and 3 down, I guess, is what we're going to be looking at. So 10.5 hours, which included some frogging, and I think it turned out really cute. I'm just using all the called for floss, and I'm excited to get the second and third part, although now that it's kind of after, well, I mean, it's still winter, obviously. Winter technically hasn't even started yet, but now that it's kind of getting after Christmas, I don't know that I will work on them, like, the first part of into the year. But anyway, excuse me, that's what we have. Okay, I worked on Let Love Rain. This is the Teresa Kogut. This is from this book. Let Love Rain. That's the piece I'm working on. I started this for Dina of Half Stitch Cross Stitch for her birthday, as well as for Garan, Focus on a Designer for the month of December, is in fact Teresa Kogut. So I'm just working on this on Sundays this month. So it's not a lot of progress. I put in these 2 motifs. I can't remember if these were done, but these are done. And you can kind of see where I frogged. I put in part of a border and then I frogged it out. So my whole thing with this piece, I love this piece. I don't like how brown it is. Somebody, I'm so sorry, I didn't write down who it was, said, you said you didn't like the brown and the blue, but they're like, do you realize that's you? Like, you have the brown hair and the blue eyes. Like, that's you. And I'm like, okay, that actually made me like it. That was such a sweet comment. So I'm just trying to, I don't know what I'm going to do about these flowers yet. I haven't fully decided, so you can tell I'm avoiding it. The border that was in here was kind of like a very, very light brown. I think I might do like a cream, maybe just to kind of, it might still have brown undertones, but it would just lighten it up a little bit. So that's why I took that out, and I'll try to put in a little bit lighter. And I need to figure out these flowers. So these flowers, you can see, so it's like the medium brown is on the outside. The light brown is like the next layer. This is a darker brown. It kind of is showing up as red, but it's a darker brown. And then a super, super light brown. It looks white, or cream in the camera, but it's like a very light brown. That's what this border was. And then the inside, it's like a charcoal, I think. So I'm playing around. I'm trying to see, what I can debrown as I go. So we'll see. We'll see. So like these motifs, and then there's letters at the top. And so I'll do those. This is, I think, 3371. So I'll do those. And I'm just stitching this on a piece I had in my stash. I think it's a 32 count linen. It's just like in cream. That's what the tag said. It's just kind of a nondescript fabric. So that's where we're at. So not a lot of progress until I kind of figure out what to do on this piece. I like it. I do like it. I think it's very pretty. Some random pieces of paper in here. I think it's very pretty. I'll be very happy when it's done. Well, it's not going to be done for a long time, if I'm being honest, because it's such a big piece. I guess I'll be happy when I figure out what to do with it. That's really it. But, so I'm going to be working on that one more day this month, and I'll explain more about that later. Okay, next up is Christmas at Hawker & Hollow, and this is by Carriage House Samplings. This is what it will look like, and I am up here on the top row. I actually finished block 2 and started up block 3. So this was my Whipgo call for December, and we got it done, which means we got a block out on our board, which I'll show you here in just a minute. So I'm stitching this like I am all of my Hawker & Hollows on 32 count Vanilla Latte by Be Stitch Me. And let me show you kind of the whole thing so far. So it's going to be 3 across by 4 down. And then I'll show you closer up. Block 2 was finished. So I think I built this house. I did this motif here, which kind of looks like a peacock, right? Spreading his feathers. What else did I do? I think I had to finish this motif. Anyway, this block is done. This block took me 44.5 hours to do. So it's a lot. It's definitely a lot of stitching. And then it's falling off. And then I started on block 3. So my goal was to work on this for Whipgo. I had tentatively written down my goal for this year was to finish blocks 2 and 3, which I didn't do, but that's okay. Here's my start on block 3. So I got the border done, and then I started here, and I'm working my way up. So I almost have the words done, but there's a big giant motif over here, which is going to take a lot of time. This is going really fast, but it's this motif that is going to take, here, let me show it to you again. That motif is going to take a lot of time. This might be a little bit bigger picture. So you see that, the pineapple and the bull and all that. That's what's going to take up all the time on this block. But yeah, so that was fun. I'm really happy with it. I'm really glad that I just hit you. I'm really glad that I got block 2 done. That was a doozy. So yeah, that is where we're at. So this is going to go away. I don't have specific, I'm sure it will come out next year. I don't have specific plans for it too. But it will come out, excuse me, at some point next year. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I haven't drank enough water today. Because I just got up and basically went straight to UPS. So, okay, so that's Christmas at Hawker & Hollow. And let me show you my Whipgo board, which is all done and colored in. Complete blackout. I finished every square, which I'm super proud of. First time I've done that. So, yay. All right. So that's Whipgo. Then, because I had finished my Woodland Christmas piece, that was my 25/7 piece where I worked on it 25 minutes a day for every day or most days of the week. I was like, well, what am I going to pull out for my next 25/7 piece? And I decided to pull out Miniature Marvels. This is from The World of Cross Stitching. This is issue 315. This is what the cover looks like. This is designed by Jenny Vandeweel, and this is what this will look like when it's done. I started this earlier, was that last month? Might have been in November. And so I'm up in here with the school, and then I'm going to work my way back over there. And I have half of that top border done. So I thought, oh, this will be a perfect piece for 25/7 because it's quite easy. I mean, they're miniature, right? This is also on a 28 count Dove Gray fabric. And so I really only had a couple of days to work on this so far, but I finished up the snow and then I'm putting in the swing set for the school. And then there's another fence that I'll work on. And then and then there's a couple of trees over here that I'll put in. And then I'll kind of work on, there's like a forest of trees over here that I'm going to work on next. So this will be my 25/7 piece for the rest of this month now, which will be fun to see a little more progress on this. I love that school. I just think it's so cute. It's so cute. This is such a fun piece to work on. So that is where I worked on. I was supposed to work on Princess Ileana last night, but I didn't get to it because I had to wrap Christmas presents instead. All right. So let's talk plans. I first want to talk about, I forgot to pull all my Brringo plans. So let me pause. Let me get a sip of coffee. Let me go pull my Brringo plans, and then I'll come back and we can talk about what we're going to do for Brringo. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Thanks for letting me pull that. I can't believe I forgot that. But I wanted to talk to you about Brringo, which I explained in my last video near the end. So if you are wondering kind of what it is, how it works and all that, go back to my last video where I talk about it. In short, it's a January monthly, it's just for the month of January, pop-up challenge in the Facebook group Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge group that I co-run with my good friend Robin from Bird's Eye Stitches. I call a letter or number each evening for the following day. Each day has a prompt. You work on that prompt either 1 hour or 100 stitches. For me, I plan on just the piece that's called, I just plan on working on that for the entire stitching evening. So I'll get more than an hour done on each one, but you only need to do an hour. And because there are only 25 calls, because there's 25 squares on a bingo board, you have the last 6 days of the month to do any catch-up work that you might need to do if you get ill or can't stitch every day or something like that. You still have time at the end of the month to get caught up. So the prompts have come out. They are under the files in our Facebook group. So you can check there to see what the prompts are. And yes, you can. A question we get all the time is, can I use a project for more than one prompt? Yes, absolutely you can. For me, I always try to keep it to as few projects as I can to make more progress on each project. Excuse me. So I wanted to go through the prompts and the projects. I have six projects that I'm going to work on throughout the month, mostly. I'm doing my seasonal Sunday piece, which will be winter montage. That is not included in this. My 25/7 piece, which is going to be Happy New Year by the Victoria Sampler. That is not included in here either. So these are all pieces that I took a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them I took from my Year of Whips, which is a group from Soulful Stitching, Melanie Watkins, where you pick whips that you would like to finish in the next year. So I have picked 12 projects now. And so a lot of these meet those requirements as well. I don't know that I will get them all done in the month of January, but it will help me make progress. Okay, so first up, the first piece I want to show you is called Stained Glass Window. It is from the April 2021 issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. This one is kind of falling apart, but this is what it will look like. It is designed by Rana Nori of Tangled Threads and Things. And the prompt that made me pull this one initially, like the easy prompt, was stitch on something that most of these are whip or new start. Whip or new start that will be a gift. This is going to be a gift. So let me show you where I'm at. Here. So you'll see this a lot. So this is actually on my Whipgo board, not Whipgo, Brringo board 5 different times throughout the month. So this will get a lot of progress and really push it closer to a finish. So it started with something that's a gift. And then I also fit it to Stitch on a Whip or New Start from a magazine. So that's 2. Stitch on your favorite whip, which they're all kind of my favorite, but I picked this. 4, something that's an indoor activity. So sitting in a church is an indoor activity. So that's how I made that fit. And then remind you of where you live. And now this one reminds me of where I used to live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I used to live there, and there are big, beautiful churches everywhere. And they even have a, if you're from the area, you know this, but they have a church that they turned into a restaurant called Church Brew Works. It's a brewery and restaurant. It's excellent food. So this kind of reminds me more of Pittsburgh, where I used to live. Not so much where I live now, but so that's how I got that one to count. So I'm hoping that this will help you and give you some ideas if you're working on your Brringo board or you're thinking, how am I going to make this work? That's that. Okay, next up is a doozy. This is a stitching shelf, which is artwork is by Amy Stewart. It is charted by Hayde. We started this for World Cross Stitch Day in August. Started it with Kim from Stitch and Stuff and Tina from Tina Stitches and several other people. We had a Zoom call and everything. It was quite fun. This is just on 18 count Ada that I had in my stash. And so the one that oh my gosh, look at this. The one that I pulled this out for, oh my word. Okay, hold on here. Seriously, it is seriously like a blanket. This is going to be throw size. I better start saving up now for the framing, right? Okay, hold on. We're getting it, guys. I want to show you where I'm at. Okay, this is how far I am. Not very far at all. But that's where I'm at. And this I pulled because it's my largest whip. So that's one of the prompts is stitch on your largest whip. This is by far my largest whip. So that's where it started. And then I also made it, so this is on my Brringo board 4 times. So largest whip, stitch on something that is out of season. So the line that I'm working on is I think it's the spring line. So that's out of season from January for me. Somewhere you'd like to travel. I want to travel inside this bookshelf very, very much. So that counts for that. And number 3, part of a series, and I realize this might be pushing a little bit, but because there's 4 seasons in here, I figured that's part of a series, and I'm really working on the spring one. So I made that kind of fit how I needed it to, because I really wanted to keep it to 6 whips, and I didn't want to pull in another whip just to, kind of be like a true series. So that's also kind of pick your favorite whip, and I picked like, what's my favorite whip of these 6, right? Stained glass window, I guess. I don't know. All of them are my favorite whip. Anyway, so part of a series, that's how I made it work for a stitching shelf. Next up is, okay, what do we have here? Hearthside Christmas. So this is by Erica Michaels. You've seen me pull this out this year and work on it. And let me show it to you, and then I'll explain how this is on the Brringo board 4 times. And I do want this to be done. Stained glass window, I do want it to be done this year so I can gift it. This I also want to be done. We're getting there. We have about a quarter of it done. So we still have a ways to go, but I mean, the words go pretty fast. It's that border that kind of takes a while, right? Like there's a lot of the same. So anyway, I pulled this out. This is on my board, like I said, 4 times. And the one that I pulled it out for is a Whipgo Dread. Work on a Whipgo Dread. And I don't know why I dread it. I love the finished product. I love the fabric. The floss colors are beautiful. I had a hard time starting it when I started with some of the stitches. There's supposed to be some satin stitches and they never looked very good for me. So I ripped those out and then I just put X's in, which is fine. I mean, I think it looks fine. It's just one of those that I just don't enjoy stitching, but I really like the end product, so I want to stick with it. So that's where it started. So Whipgo Dread, and then it fit for a whip with words, because it has words on it. Favorite fabric, it's just a color and cotton even weave. You can't get better than that, in my opinion. Favorite fabric, and then something that's sparkly. And so this one has beads and that type of thing that will come on at the end. So that's how I made that work. Next up is a Christmas celebration. Now, this is the one that I'm going to be restarting. The one that made it onto the Brringo board was because this is my oldest whip. I'm still counting it as my oldest whip, even though I'm restarting it. So it will probably no longer be my oldest whip once I restart it. But for now, I'm gonna put it on there because I really do want to restart it and get some progress on it. This is actually on the Brringo board 4 times. So oldest whip is where it started from. And then it's also whip or new start that reminds you of your childhood. Now, this was not necessarily my childhood, but it does with the kids ice skating and playing outside and all that. It does remind me of visiting my grandparents in Minnesota at the holidays. Just kind of playing outside in the snow a lot. We would ice skate at home too, but like for some reason we always ice skated in Minnesota. So it just kind of reminds me of that. And I don't know. I'm picturing something very specific in my mind from when I was quite young. My grandparents used to live in a townhome, and I'm thinking of when they lived in the townhome, and just kind of some of this just reminds me of that. Outdoor activity. This one is also counting for outdoor activity because they're all outside. And then remind you of a holiday. Can you guess what holiday this reminds me of? The piece is called A Christmas Celebration. Well, I guess it's called Winter Celebration now. But yeah, it reminds me of Christmas. So that's how I made that one fit. 2 more. One is, so one of the prompts is a magazine news start. We are a magazine group after all, and so we do have magazine news start. So my magazine news start, so this piece is on my board twice. It is in the April 2020 issue of Just Cross Stitch. And it is called Easter Cross. It's a very small piece. It is designed by Lana Randolph. It is 70 stitches high by 51 wide. And I'm sorry, this is going to be a supplemental gift for the person I'm making the stained glass window for. I'm actually going to stitch this twice for some other people in her family. So this is like supplemental gifts, but they're going to other people in her family for the person I'm stitching the stained glass cross for. So this is on my Brringo board twice. Once is a new start, and then once for my smallest whip, because this will be my smallest whip. I don't know how long this will take. I mean, I'm hoping to get most of the stitching done in one sitting, do you think? 70 by 51. Maybe not one sitting. Well, that's quite a big task. But anyway, I'll be starting that and be stitching that twice. And so that's on Brringo 2 times. All right. And then last but not least, the last project on my board is Winter Birds by Twin Peak Primitives. This is what it will look like. I started this in November for Garon Focus on a Designer. It is my first Twin Peaks primitive piece. I think it's a really, really beautiful one. This is actually on my board 6 times. I don't know if it will last all 6 times, so I might have to do some substitutions. but we'll see. This is just on another 28. This is in my 28 count Dove Gray phase. So this is where I'm at. You see this bird is done. You can see kind of the start of the outline of another bird. Okay, so the one that I pulled this for, the prompt that I pulled this for is a whip or new start you would take on vacation. And this is a nice small project that I would take on vacation. Doesn't have a ton of colors, so it's easy to travel with. And then this also counts for a whip or new start with a bird, obviously. A whip or new start with a flower or a tree. So that counted for that. Whip or new start with an animal. That counts for that. And then whip or new start of your choice. So I think that's 6. In season. Whip or new start in season if I didn't already say that. Because it'll be winter. So I'm hoping to get this done in January actually. So this one, I don't know. We'll see if it doesn't get done in January, it will get done this year. This one is on my year of whips to finish this year. All right. So those are my plans for the Brringo board. I hope that helps you see how you can fit in different projects to fit your prompt. I have heard of people who will say, I'm going to take these 6, 7, 8 projects and just focus on them. And then I'll pick my favorite from this grouping, or I'll pick my smallest piece from this grouping. So do what works for you. That's kind of what I did this year for the first time, since I really am focusing on getting some projects done. In that vein too, I am going to be going through my website. I have a list of about 9 projects that I want to take a look at and see if I'm going to keep working on them. You know, those ones like, especially because now we're a couple weeks out from the end of the year. I'm going to look at the pieces that I haven't touched all year, that I've kind of been avoiding for whatever reason. And I'm not always sure what the reason is. But you know, those pieces you're just like, I don't want to work on that. So I'm going to take a look. I'm going to pull them out, kind of think about it. So I probably won't mention it if I take them off my whip list, other than my whip list has been adjusted down. So we'll see what that is. And I'll do that by the new year. So when I do my new year Flosstube, that will be I think it's 4 years, right? 2018, 2019, 2021, 2020, 2021. No, 2019. I started in 2019. You do the math. I'll figure. Did not go to grad school for math, okay? So that's how I'm gonna make it work, and yeah. So hopefully that helps with Brringo planning. Now, this week, what am I going to be working on this particular week? So this week, which is really my last week of knowing that I'll get stitching done, because my folks are coming on Christmas Day. And when my folks are here, obviously I like to spend time with them. And we play a lot of games. So we'll play a dice game, we'll play a card game, that type of thing in the evening. So I don't get a lot of stitching time in, which is absolutely fine. So I'm not counting on getting any stitching time in. If I get an evening here or there, great, that's bonus, but I'm not counting on it. All right, so for this week then, tonight, I'm going to work on Cardinal Cottage, which is another one of my Hades. It is artwork by Donna Gelsinger, charted by Michelle at Hade. And when I work on this tonight, this will meet my goal for the year, which was 3 hours a month. So 36 hours total. So this is where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at. So we're just going to continue working on that. I'm not sure yet what I'll do with these for next year. One idea I had was when we do the 24 hours of cross stitch weekends, is pulling out a Hade, because there's 4 weekends throughout the year. I could pull out a Hade, like Cardinal Cottage, Cat Alphabet, Purple Rain. I have a 4th one, Stitching Shelf. That massive one. So I thought, I could do that, and then just get like some extra time on them. But we'll see. I'm not sure. I am going to try to fit in Princess Ileana, which I'll show you again, since I did work on this last night. So this is what it looks like. It is the Mirabilia. And this will also then meet the goal for the year. So I only have to work on it one evening to get that goal met. So I am determined. So this is where we're at. You saw this last week, but nothing has changed. So I thought I'd show it to you again. So one more evening on that. On Sunday, I'll work on Let Love Rain again. Probably do some more work avoiding those flowers until I figure it out. And then I'm going to have, and then Mini Marvels I'm going to continue working on for my 25/7 piece. And then I have 3 new starts coming up this week. Oh my word. Okay, so first up for new starts, this is Robin from Bird's Eye Stitcher. This is entirely her fault. This is called A Treasured Times. It's another Dimensions Gold Collection kit. Has a very similar feel to the other one. But she loved this, and she got it as an early Christmas present. And so I was like, you know what? She actually saw it when she was here in September in my stash, and she wanted it. And then, so I'm like, well, I have to start it with her. So we're going to start this. This is also some of the fabric that I bought from 123 Stitch. Again, it comes with everything you need, but I just got a 28 count. I can't remember. It might have been white or gray or something like that. So I'm going to start that. I will probably I was hoping to get 2 days on it, but this I might only get 1 day because of Princess Ileana. So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to start that. I'm going to start Winter Rose Manor with Thy Needle and Thread with Jan of Jan Hicks Creates. We are starting this on the first day of winter. And I'd like to get a couple days going on this. And I do have the silks from Vicki Clayton, the Vicki Clayton silks. So you can see how pretty they are. I just have to pull a fabric from my stash and to get this ready to go. So 2 days on this. And then my last new start, and this will be my last new start of the year, is Winter Montage by Janet Stever. This is charted by Pain Free Crafts. So this is the last in the series. And I will probably only get 1 day on this. But that's okay because I'm working on it every Sunday in January, February, and March. So I'll just get a little tiny start on it this week and then kind of go from there. So it's going to be a busy week. Lots of good stuff, lots of new starts coming up. And I do plan later this week at some point to do a whip parade with all of my whips, inserting pictures from where it was from last year's whip parade. And so I think that will be really fun. So I'm not sure exactly when that will be, but it will be sometime this week that I'll be filming it at least. And then I will be back. I'm not sure what day, to be honest. It might be Friday. It might be Saturday. Saturday is Christmas Eve, and I'm a little bit busy that day. But it might be Friday. So just stay tuned. I'll do another Flosstube before Christmas. And happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate. I believe Hanukkah starts tomorrow on Sunday. So happy Hanukkah if you celebrate Hanukkah. Otherwise, that is where we're at. Again, if you watch and aren't subscribed and you want to help us get to 5K, I would love it if you subscribed. And I will see you all later this week, I guess. Bye.